Wavetale is a game where you surf the waters of a submerged city, unravel the past, save islanders from mysterious sea creatures, and discover secrets under the surface. But before we begin, I want to say thanks to Thunderful, the developers of the game, for giving me a key for this game, and on top of that, they gave me a key to the game early. Also, there's currently a demo out for this game right now, so if it looks interesting at all to you, you can go down in the description and there's a link to the Steam page and you can download the demo and try the game out for yourself today. And if you like it, you can also give the game a wish list. Again, the link will be in the description. Let's talk about the movement first, since the movement is one of the selling points of the game, or at least in my opinion it is, and it's one of the things that sparked my personal interest the first time I seen the game, and I gotta say, it doesn't disappoint in the water, that is, and it is a highlight and my favorite part of the game, and it just feels good. You can surf the waves while going super fast. You have a dash. You can like just I guess it's not really, I guess it's kind of surfing the waves, but you're kind of just like running and walking on the water. I don't know, it's kind of weird, but you're just going you're going fast, and you can jump super high, you can dash, you can glide with your little net and stuff, and all that movement combined together creates good, fun movement, and it's just fun to explore around, fun to move around, fun to just do whatever with the movement. And you can also grapple. There's also boosts scattered around the water areas and everything, and you can grapple into them, and they give you a little extra speed boost, whether it's straight up speed boost, so you go flying way up in the air and you can like glide to whatever you need to, or like a little, I think it's like an oil slide speed boost, where you go on the slide and it just gives you more forward momentum, and you just move faster. There is a negative thing about the movement, though, that I do want to talk about, and it's mostly when you're on land, as when you're on water, it's not really a problem, because the momentum feels great in the water, but when you're on land, it just feels less responsive, and I'm not sure if it's the movement continues on land or something, but when you're trying to make a precise jump or precise movements or something on land, and sometimes when on land, you will move and jump onto something like a platform, and you'll still move a little bit. Like I tried to jump on a platform once, and like I stopped moving. I wasn't pressing any movement keys, but I just kind of like continued to move and just kind of slid right off the platform, which can kind of be a little frustrating at times, however you say that dumb word. Combat is decent. I mean, it's kind of straightforward, you know, there's nothing like crazy about it, but I feel like there could be a bit more to the combat, even though it is fun, but it's kind of more fun at first. It kind of gets a little repetitive near the end of the game, and I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I think that just the combat gets a little repetitive because the animations and everything like that, they're great, which is why I feel like the combat is decent, but I think where the combat is kind of let down a little bit is feedback. I think there could be a little bit more feedback when hitting enemies, just like a little more juice, a little more oomph to it, you know. But the real highlight of the game, again, in my opinion, is the movement, the exploration and stuff like that, and the story. But the combat could use a little bit more feedback, and I think personally, like the bosses that you fight, those could use the most kind of feedback, because fighting the the little monsters, they're not, they're fine, but fighting the bosses, it could use a bit more feedback. It's just, sometimes I was fighting a boss or something, and it just really didn't feel like I was doing anything. But again, take everything that I say as of right now with just a tiny little grain of salt, or whatever, because the game isn't fully out yet, so I'm not sure exactly what's going to change. The game doesn't release for like half a month or something. It doesn't release until December 15th, so about like almost over a month, so some things might change. There are also some puzzles. I mean, if you can call them puzzles, they're not really that difficult. I'm not even sure if you would call them puzzles actually, but they're more like just having to problem solve a little bit. But the exploration is nice. There's lots to explore, people to save as you're exploring, races to find and complete, and of course the story missions. Another thing about this game that I actually didn't expect, but for some reason there is lots of customization in this game, like way more than I thought there would be in a game like this. But for some reason there's just a ton of different hats, hair colors, clothes colors, patterns, all that stuff. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything whatsoever about the story. As always, I try not to do that with any game that I review, just in case you might play it or something like that. And I always warn of spoilers most of the time, unless I accidentally say something that I don't think is a spoiler, but it is. But anyways, just to give you a general idea, basically, Wavetale is a world where major cities are now mostly under the ocean. You play as Sigrid, a young girl who lives on an island with her grandmother. The two of them have to constantly power a lighthouse with sparks to drive away the gloom. And after a big wave of gloom passes over their island, Sigrid comes across a mysterious creature that allows her to walk on water. She then ventures out into the ocean with this new-found ability to find a way to stop the gloom from consuming her home and the surrounding islands, basically, killing everybody, but hey, whatever, while saving people and meeting new people in the process. Honestly, the story and the movement, in my opinion, are the two biggest selling points for this game. And if you ever played the game called The Gunk, or Gunk, I don't know if it's The Gunk or Gunk, but it's called Gunk. And there's basically, like in that game, there's like these, like, I don't know, gunk. There's gunk all over the place. And it's just these like black clouds of, not clouds, but I don't know what to call them, this black thing that you just, you want to get rid of. It's kind of similar to that. Like, there's some like gunk in this game that you got to try to get rid of because it's trying to kill everybody and stuff, or something like that. Hope I didn't spoil anything, but the story, I thought it was good and compelling, and it had my attention the whole time I was playing the game, and it was one of the main reasons I actually continued to play the game. Other than the movement, the story was definitely one of my favorite parts, and I'm not gonna lie, some of the reveals in the game, like some of the, I don't know if you call them plot twists or just twists or just like things that happen in the story, I kind of predicted just a tiny bit. They were kind of a bit predictable, but it's still a good story with interesting characters. And my only one big complaint about it is the characters have they have voiceovers, like they're voiced and everything, but then sometimes they're not voiced. So like sometimes they'll be talking in 1 second and then the other second they're just grunting instead of talking, which I find a bit weird, and I think it either needs to be all voice acted or none, in my opinion. But for this game, I wish all the voice lines were voiced, or all the lines were voiced, because the voice acting is good. I like all the characters' voices and everything. Like The acting's not bad or anything. The acting's good, and I just wish every line was voice acted.
Sparks, the fog is really close today.
There must be a reason. I'll take Anita and go investigate when we're done.
I thought you weren't gonna take her out before she's repainted.
Necessity knows no law, Siggy.
The soundtrack is also great. I mean, this whole game kind of has just this relaxing, calming, chill vibe to it, and there's just something special about the world that the developers have created here, and it's just very peaceful and relaxing and just, I don't know, fun to explore. And the relaxing part is kind of weird because technically, you know, bad things are happening, but it's still just it just still feels relaxing and calming. I don't know what it is. The game's graphics look great in my opinion. It kind of is a mix between low poly and hand-drawn graphics, and it just creates a very unique look, and it just looks great. I don't know what else to say. It looks incredible. Okay, is that what I should say? Incredible instead of good? I'm not really sure here, but I gotta use some more words, some different words instead of just good all the time. But the game looks great, and I just really like the water. I think the water is definitely the best part, the best looking part of this game, but it is also a big part of the game, so of course the water needs to look great. But you judge the game's graphics yourself. You can see what the game looks like, and everyone has their own opinion on graphics. Wavetale actually surprised me. I didn't have much expectations when I started playing the game, but it just grabbed my attention and kept it the whole ride. The game is around 4 to 5 hours, which I think is the sweet spot for a game like this. It's not too long, but it's also not too short. It has interesting characters, fun gameplay, and it's definitely worth a play. And if you want to go play the game, you can download the demo right now on Steam and give the game a wish list. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment below, tell me what you guys think about Wavetale, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button because you want to be subscribed, and I'll see you guys next time.